Hi guys, we're on our property and just wanted to give you a little bit of, tell you a little bit about it and show you some of the views that we have. We've been here for 4 weeks today and so far we've got some of the road done and a little bit else.
Yep, after 4 weeks, we're going to show you what it looks like. We've been really busy and working hard trying to get this place ready or at least livable. And at this point, we've got our lovely camper set up and up to 100 gallons of water at any one moment. Our generator is how we get the power because it's really hot. It's about 100 degrees right now. So we are using a generator to keep the air conditioning going, thank goodness.
Matt bought a larger one, so now we actually have an air conditioner.
Yeah, gotta have air conditioning out here. Plenty of water. We don't have electricity up here yet or water from the road, so that is coming in time. We do have a lot of poison ivy, which is amazing, especially if you're allergic to it, like myself.
Yeah, I'm sure those who've heard the stories, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah. And in Tennessee, because we don't have evidently much cold weather, it doesn't kill off the ticks each year. And so
Yeah, Matt's making friends.
I'm making lots of friends. I'm a true tick believer, and
Yeah.
there's a ton of ticks out here, which we'll tell you about in the future as to how we're going to mitigate. We have a tick mitigation plan. It's a 5-point plan, and
Chickens.
yeah, but we can't start it until we have the right conditions. So we are working with DEET to keep ourselves safe because ticks do carry diseases, and so we've got the science down there. But what we'll do is we'll walk over.
I'm going to flip this around so you can at least see what the place looks like.
You're seeing right now the upper part of the property that has just a big old pasture.
Yeah, it goes down. I'm not going to do it right now, but you can see the tree line here. The property goes into the tree line, across, and then it kind of cuts in on an angle. And it goes way deeper into the tree line, back on the far side over there, and then cuts through the woods and then down to the road. But we'll go walk you down,
walk down there
so you can see what it looks like.
In the coming weeks, we're going to have gravel spread. So part of this area up here will have a gravel road, which will be helpful when the rain returns. Our first week here in Tennessee was about 75% rain, and we thought we had landed in a rainforest and thought we'd never see the sun again. But the last 3 weeks have been crystal clear.
So you
Beautiful.
can see the pink ribbons. Well, maybe you can. On the tree right here. There's two of them, one here and one up at the top. That's the end of one lot line. We're going to this is lot 8, which we're walking now. Each lot is a little over 5 acres. But we'll show you another time. If you take this little quarry road down here, it's really pretty and it's got little rock ledges. But anyway, this will be the road that we come up on to get to the house. So there's a gentleman named Jordan who's been working on the road since we arrived. The first 2 weeks he didn't get much done because of all the rain. And then he was on vacation in Florida. So he's been really busy the last 2 weeks.
We should show him all the debris we had to haul.
Yeah, so he cut down a lot of trees to make the road. So Matt and I have been pulling the branches off to the side, and then Matt's been cutting them into about 18-inch segments. So
the trees were cut down, and then the idea was
here's a big one right here.
The idea was to, if there were some trunks that were a good, say, 6 to 12 feet long and straight, then we cut them down so that we could mill them later into lumber. But then there were a lot of limbs and what have you. And if you want to pan over to here, Sue.
Here's our little log pile that we've made so far.
Start.
You can see all the stumps that are we've left behind.
Yep.
There's another big stump
And so
over
this
here.
should be the end of the trees for the road. And but then when we excavate for the foundation, we'll have at least that much, probably double. But this is the road we're walking on right now.
And all these rocks right here that we're walking on, this was all a rock ledge, which Jordan had to, I don't know, what do you call it? That
He used a hammer.
a hammer to break it all
Pulverize
up.
and break it down.
And
There
then
were
he
quite
just
a
pushed
few.
it up and down here. So a lot of this, well, here you can see over on this side, here was part of like where the rock shelf was that he had broken up to go across. He was trying to make it so it wasn't as steep for us to drive up it. Originally, there's no way we would have made it up the hill. He brought in 40 dump trucks filled with dirt to try to
Raise
make
the
it
bottom.
more level.
So he raised the bottom, roughly about 9 feet.
It's hard to tell. You can see right here, though, just, you know, how much it goes up just on the side.
So if you pan down to the bottom, Sue, then you would you can see at the very bottom that you've got where it looks like it's smooth. It's actually raised about 9 feet from where the base was initially when we bought the property.
And he's got little runoffs that he's cut in as we go down. So when it rains heavily,
Yep.
there's
So
somewhere for the water to go
he
to.
installed two 20-foot culverts that were 36 inches in diameter. So he is managing.
Oh, hang on a second.
The
So
water.
here's like one of the logs that Matt cut. That's an 8-foot log. So we can bring somebody in to mill them.
So, yeah, so he's trying to manage the water to the left and right. And because we have yet to have put onto this driveway gravel, so it'll be a small diameter gravel. And then he is going to have, on top of that, something that I would refer to as bullet sand, but I'm sure there's a different word for it. But when you do,
He calls it
when
pug.
when you do pavers, it kind of locks the pavers together. So it's a very similar sand that allows the gravel to be relatively locked in, which will be helpful for the Accord and helpful when I'm trying to launch up the side of the mountain with a 30-foot RV.
Yeah, and so far we can take the truck up in 4 high. We can come down in 2, and we haven't even tried to take the Accord up yet. I know you can't really tell, but you know, I'll have to go stand down here so you could see how tall it really is. And this was all dirt that was brought in
Yep.
from each side. And he's also he put in a culvert, and then he's used his equipment to try to make it so when it rains, the water will, you know, come up both the sides and then come through here.
And you can kind of
And
see
down
there's
at
a
the
pond
bottom.
over there if you are panning over to the pond, Susan.
Yeah, there's right now we're just burning.
From the other side of
But
the
on the
burn
other
pile.
side of the trees, there's a pond.
Yeah.
Like where this dark circle is back here, that's a pond.
So if you pan over to the property line on the far side, you can see this is the lower pasture, and so our property ends just before that tree line on the other side, and so we really have a huge. It's about 1/8 of an acre between that side and just over the road here, and it's I believe it's got alfalfa here, but we haven't had anyone to cut it down.
So here's an interesting story. So this building here, that's an old dairy barn from the 1800s. And there's a family from California who's bought 20 acres across the street from us. And they're going to redo that barn to its original, I don't know what you want to call it,
I
original.
don't think it'll be original because that was a cattle,
Well-
that was a milking barn, and horses are tall, so they're gonna have
Yeah,
to do
but they're
some
gonna
work.
they're gonna make it for their horses.
Yeah,
But in any case, they're gonna redo it, so restore it.
So if you pan over to the barn here, this is not ours.
Yeah, this versus
that's
this pole
actually-
barn.
yeah, it's
on
actually
the
a hay
next
bar-
property.
It's a hay barn, and it's on just the adjacent property. It needs some work if they want to keep it, but we chose not to try to pick up that because.
Here, I'll give you this.
We got a
I'll
lot of
go
work.
walk down there to just try.
So we're gonna try to give you a scale view. And Susan goes over there. Be careful of your ankle there. Okay. Yeah. Susan's ankle is still a bit tender, but this road is helping. So this is, yeah. So yeah, you can see 36 inches. Sue is not really much over, maybe she's not quite 60 inches tall. So we're guessing probably close to 9 feet. And the idea there was, without that, it would have been extremely tall or a steep grade, well over 30 near the bottom. And then, as mentioned, as you get close to the top, he then hammered out these rock shelves so that we could kind of come in at a shallower angle once again. So I understand that when you use video, the steepness is really understated, and I guess that's probably best that you don't see how steep it is, given what we have to encounter. But right now we're using four-wheel drive to get up there, and oh, I'm going to come over, Susan. I think did you just go through the culvert? Okay. I thought she might have army crawled through the culvert. So to give you a sense. We'll definitely be able to put grass down here. I think Jordan, the excavator, he did a great job at sort of smoothing out all of the land here. It took him quite some time, but it looks really good. And we'll do a burn pile like this one. We'll do a burn pile at the top because we have to get rid of all that. But so it's about I don't know, 6 o'clock here on late June. It's kind of beautiful, and this is why we're here. And there'll be a few more videos. We figure this is the best way for us to sort of communicate about what's going on. And
yeah, but it's funny, depending on where we are on the property, our phones will either say it's Eastern or Central time zone.
I believe we're within a few hundred feet of the Eastern and Central time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not late, depending on where I'm at. Or I could be late, depending where I'm at. So it's around here, though, everyone, even though we're technically in the Central time zone, everyone around here just works on Eastern, and it just keeps things real simple. So, but 20 minutes from here is a place called Crossville, and everyone there is on Central time. So we found ourselves showing up for appointments
an hour early.
A little over an hour early, and but we did rush to get there an hour early, so it's just crazy, but we're enjoying it. Anyway, besides that, next in store, and probably the next video, certainly there'll be a video in the future showing water flowing out of a spigot, and that will be great, because that actually means that we got our water installed. Also, basically, we're having water brought from the road. Believe it or not, there is water lines next to the road. I believe it's Cumberland County, and so we'll be able to have water brought up, and then also electric is being brought up from the road, and that we're probably looking at 2 to 4 weeks depending. So that'd be great though, because then I can run air conditioning.
There's a shadow. Bird. Look at.
There's a huge bird of prey up there, guys.
Oh wow.
If we get
you can hear its wings.
Yeah, if we get attacked, you'll know what happened.
It just flew right up the road.
Yeah. We do have a lot of wildlife here as well. I guess besides the necessity of water and electric and what have you, I don't think anyone really lived on this property. It was a big part of a big 550 acre farm. But in terms of where we're at right now, I suspect that given the looks I get from the deer, they've not seen a lot of people up here. I don't think the squirrels are happy to see us. And
there's not many squirrels.
Yeah, they, let's see, what else? We have
we've had a
turkeys.
few wild turkeys who have scared the heck out of us.
Yeah, wild turkeys here. Yeah. Deer, wild turkeys. Oh, we have, like I mentioned, ticks. We got an assortment of ticks.
Yeah.
And then not many mosquitoes so far.
No.
I'm hearing that they're not a big problem around here. And those of you who have lived in the Midwest, particularly north of, let's say, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, the mosquito doubles as the state bird. And we are so glad that we can actually stand out here at this late hour and not be attacked and not hear the ringing of mosquitoes. But
no, it's a little odd, how we're sitting outside. Normally we'd be in bed at 8 o'clock. But now we're eating dinner at 8 o'clock and
Yeah.
sitting outside and watching the sunset.
Yeah, you have to. It's hot, but so we got plenty of wildlife around here, and we're looking forward to meeting more of the neighbors and as they're building and what have you. But we'll see what's in store the next couple of weeks. I think we should probably sign off because we have to walk up that road, and I don't want you to hear us
Don't say
breathe.
us.
I don't want you to hear Susan
Oh,
breathing
no,
heavily. I
no,
think that
no,
is
no.
that's not classy. I mean,
Nice.
and quite
In
frankly,
true Metzger form.
yeah, honestly, usually I have to carry her, and it's just a lot for me to do, and to hold the phone and try to do this while I'm carrying her.
Right. It's more like he's piggybacking on me
Yeah. Anyway,
while his legs drag.
so hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll probably try this format as a way to update folks on what's going on in Tennessee.
Bye.
Bye.